HAMMERSTONE Meets WOOFSTOck. I really enjoyed this. I thought that this was really fun, and there were a lot of different aspects or components to it. I loved the really dry comedy that could, like, that kind of sarcasm and that type of like straightforward deadpan delivery I thought was so great and so perfect, especially because you could see the other people that he was talking to trying to gauge how serious he was, which I thought was great. And then you also got to see a bunch of cute dogs, which who doesn't love that? But it did also showcase the products and the different booths that they had at the festival, and that helps get the word out and helps, you know, further information and ideas and businesses, and it just helps kind of spread the knowledge a little bit. So that there were a lot of things going on in this, but I really enjoyed it.
HAMMERSTONE Meets WOOFSTOck. Well, I have never heard of this radio host, so it was interesting to kind of get his sort of humor and his pace and the way he, you know, comes across very serious yet sarcastic. And WOOFSTOck, never heard of that either, so it was a great introduction to both. It's a cute idea to have a big festival for dogs. I love the opening title, the effect. I thought it was fun. Fun interviews at the different booths by this guy, and fun judging. I can see how his humor brought more, more to the dynamic and helped it be more fun and entertaining. But I can also see how it might get a little bit old. So there has to be ways to sort of break it up. And I think having the interviews really did that for me. It was fun watching him interact with people and everything. So fun work and good job. Good luck.
I really liked Hammerstone meets Wolfstock. I thought it was a good marriage of like character, like talent, and like subject matter for a documentary. Like this is how you do a comedy documentary, I guess, where it's like because the idea of Wolfstock is crazy, and then this guy is crazy, so then it's like putting together, and it's even more crazy. Um, I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was funny. Um, yeah. Gives like Jordan Klepper or like Billy on the Street or like any of those like men on the street comedies. This is fits right in between that. If you like those, you'll like this. So great job.
This guy feels like a familiar dad character. Hammerstone is that awkward dad who thinks he's funny, telling the dad jokes, and the way the film's shot, it kind of comes off that he is funny, just because it's so awkward with the people's reactions to him. Like, okay, they're just reactions is what makes this funny. Because I think we all have met the men like that, or we all have a dad who thinks they're funny and tells those awkward dad jokes, and it just comes across as awkward, but it's the people's reactions that actually make it funny, or that you laugh uncomfortably. They really nailed this Hammerstone guy. The mockumentary feel of this film is one that kind of had that office-y feel, where it's a familiar setting, it's a familiar format, where we're used to it, and it feels like it could be a real documentary, where it's a character that we should know very well, like we just stepped right into this world knowing this character, no introduction to him or anything. He's familiar. He gives way too much information about his personal life to perfect strangers, and just kind of goes through the whole film this way. And it's, by the end, it's like you really know this guy, and even things about him that you did not want to know, and you still do, because he really shares. But it really worked with creating an awkward dad archetype character that just goes and has to judge a dog competition.
HAMMERSTONE Meets WOOFSTOck is about a radio host who ends up judging a dog competition, and we get this viewpoint that is very much this almost late night host feel. Like I think of James Corden sort of comedic action. But it's also kind of like Billy Eichner on the streets. This radio host is definitely a quirky, fun, just very energetic, out of pocket comedian that you are really left to kind of expect to see what he's going to say next or what he's going to do next. And the humor adds on to it because this experience simply is just him having a day at a dog show, which is something that we're used to seeing, right? During the holidays, we watch these dog shows, and it's very like demure and high class and respectful, and yet we get this, even the soundtrack, this upbeat, funny type of experience to follow.